Well, good evening to you. Today's in-car entertainment is on Wednesday the 4th of December. Pete and I are heading up to the reservoir for a night paddle because it's the only time we can get away. And we've been very lucky, and that although the temperature's okay, it's about 11.5 degrees, the wind's picked up and it started raining. So there are advantages to it being a bit breezy in that there will be ripples on the water, so it will make Pete's navigation a bit easier because he'll see the surface of the water and he'll have some better depth perception when we're near the edges. However, the winds up on the reservoir can be a bit interesting, especially if we're going across them. Water can get very choppy. So tonight we're just going up there to put a bit of time in, get our night eyes in, and as Pete likes to say,
get the miles in.
Yeah, and the miles, yeah, because we're sadly behind Cat and Fee, long way behind.
Oh, they're peaking too early.
They are peaked too early, that's right. As Pete says, if it ain't raining, it ain't training. So we'll crack on and we'll speak to you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
And here we are, post our paddle, which it wasn't disappointing. The wind was windy. In fact, Pete's navigation was made easier by the fact it wasn't a slight ripple on the water. Father Poseidon had been out with his white horses.
It was quite wavy on the reservoir tonight with a stiff breeze, which made it fairly uncomfortable on the turns at the top and bottom end. So being crosswind on a black reservoir at night,
It was not pleasant at
made
times.
it quite interesting. So a good experience paddle though, to go out and do that, and it's raining. Because
yes.
it's training.
Yes.
And we're both soaking.
We are.
Got coffee.
Yeah.
And we're off to the chip shop.
Yeah. So good night for now. Ciao.
See you later.
We're back in our car park, ready to we're going to do 20k today. I'm ready, I've got my juice bottle set. Fee's got some ingenious invention. Here you go, Fee, show them your...
Yeah, got the bladder in the back of there, comes round, and then I've got some wiry system that I can have a drink.
And we've got the media set up here. We've got
Yeah, I'm just
technical...
figuring out what we might try and do today.
See if we can get you some cool snaps of what we're up to. Fee, what's been happening with your hands?
So, when I was a slalom paddler, I had massive calluses on my thumbs in said vicinity where you can see they've been a bit scabby. And obviously when I've come back to paddling and paddling long distances, that's not been ideal. So there's been a bit of the usual across here, and then they blistered up really badly and I felt like a beginner again. So I was using a bit of this sport tape to wrap around, and if you only wrap around your thumb, it tends to eventually slide off after 2 hours of paddling. So I was kind of wrapping it around all the way around the hand, like I'd been in a fight or something, or about to fight. And then hopefully, because they've healed up, I've not paddled in a week and they were gradually getting better anyway. Don't pay attention to the fingernails. They've been getting better, so I'm hoping today I could go without tape. Hopefully. Alright, so we're here at a hockey match today. Kat has managed to lure me into playing for her team. I'm not sure what good I'll be, but anyway, Kat, do you want to tell us about this other sideline we do away from boats?
What, hockey?
Yeah, that thing.
Recreational running around with sticks, but basically it's portage training. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's warm, obviously.
Very warm.
Not windy.
Just a storm on the go, that's all. Which is nice. Can go right here.
Well, here we are. It's Tuesday the 10th of December. We've just done an 11-mile night paddle on the River Parrot. Outside air temperature was 6.5 degrees, but there was a bit of a breeze on, so it was a bit Baltic, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, Met Pages says feels like 2 degrees, and I tell you what, my fingers do feel like 2 degrees at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good night training. Hour and 40 or so on a quite fast flowing river, so coming back up into wind and against the flow was made it interesting. And it's really flooded, so we were paddling through fields after time and rather than being on the river. So challenging conditions, and time to talk about kit, I suppose.
Kit, yeah.
What do you have on tonight, Ian?
Well, tonight I've decided that it was going to be cold, and I went for the Vycobi V Cold top. and it is a really good go-to bit of kit for when it's cold and wet as well. I mean, tonight was dry, but if it's wet, this Vycobi top will keep you warm. Recommended. Wore that with a cag on top, just thin cag on top, and a hat, even more silly than one I've got at the moment, and that worked in general. I think if I'd been out there much longer, I'd have been colder.
Yeah,
it was the hands that suffered.
For that length of paddle, I was wearing a thin black top, a thin black insulet. Just a straightforward, really lightweight Icon cag, and a bib, and yeah, my hands and forearms into the wind were getting really quite uncomfortable. So probably need to layer it with another couple of layers of thermals if you're paddling for a long time, 10 hours overnight, to keep yourself warm. But yeah, I had long fleecy tights on as well, and just a spray deck and a woolly hat. But it's not quite pogie weather yet. If you've got your arms have got multiple layers of thermals on. No, nowhere near that yet, but pogies or mittens or gloves will be the go-to if it gets that much colder. But other than that, really good night paddle.
Oh yeah, and you had your waterproof hat on though, didn't you?
Oh, I had a waterproof hat.
You had a waterproof hat because
which I needed because I was soaking, because the GT shoveler here covers me in water.
I'm making a mission of mine to ensure it gets a good soaking.
So I'm always wet.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, a successful night paddle, and many more to come.
Yeah, and it's quarter past 10, so I suppose we had to go home, really.
Yeah, Mr. Chip Shop, better go home.
Yeah, ciao. Cheers.
So the last time I spoke to you was just before our hockey match, but we were struggling to stay on the pitch without getting blown away. So we ended up not doing an update on how we got on. So Captain Cat, how did it go?
Sublime. We fought the wind and the rain. And the team did really well. We won 3-1.
Yep.
Won 3-1. Fee and Linz were in the midfield, and they had like telemetry passing the ball around, and I stole a ball off them and popped it in the goal. So one of the three I got in the short corner. It was to you, to Linz, to you. I don't know, I can't remember. And then I nabbed it. No, it went really well. It was really good and great because we didn't paddle this weekend because the wind was so horrific.
Yep. We decided that maybe we should be smart about it. Can't listen to me. And we decided to give it a miss and focus on the hockey.
So it was actually really good to have something on, because otherwise it was easily like a let's stay in and, for me, eat chocolate and watch movies kind of weekend. But we didn't. Because you never eat any chocolate. No. It was really, really good to have something to go and do. And like I think I've said before, I don't know where I've said it, but I find hockey's really good interval training for me. So in terms of like my fitness and my running, I get lots from hockey, and I've always found it's complemented my DW training. So I was delighted the match was still on, because there's now not really much on until January. And I was like, we need to keep my fitness up. I dropped fitness really quickly. I don't know about you.
I'm not too bad. I think just generally my everyday life is doing lots of stuff. I don't sit at a desk all day, so I suppose that
and you keep the gym in between, don't you? You're very self-motivated.
Yeah, like and actually hold on to my strength quite well as well, so that's quite a good thing.
Because all of mine drops off really, really quick. So that was great cross training, and good to come away with the win. And it was really fun playing hockey with you.
Of course, absolutely.
Really good.
All the time. So we're at the River Lee today. It's a little bit chilly on a Wednesday afternoon, and that's when the difference between the Scots and the English comes out.
Oh, it's chilly willy. Look, pogies time.
She's even got pogies on.
I'm a deck. Look at this. Fee, where's yours?
Don't need it.
No, you forgot it. Don't pretend this is a Scottish thing. No. You're just like, oh no, I forgot it. But it's okay, because she's got a really thick leggings on. Look at those fleecy leggings. Well, so okay, I've got my cheapo decathlon leggings. These are, I don't know, 10 or 12 pounds. They're the best, the fleecy running ones. I do actually have my nice peak ones, but I haven't got them out of the tub yet. So I'm not jealous at all. A bit jealous, Fee. Yeah, that's me.
A key factor to a successful DW is boat maintenance. Now, earlier on in the year, Pete and I bought an Elio Cobra, which he mentioned in an earlier vlog. And while we were trying the boat out, my seat was really stiff to move about, so I decided after a month or so I'd take it out and give it a good clean. When I took it out, I found that my seat rail was cracked, and you can say I've got the seats in front of us here. Now, this is one of my seat rails, and if we look here, you can see where it's cracked right on the corner there. A tight radius, not really good design feature, to be quite honest. And so when I did get round to changing it, there you go. That's what I had left in my hands when I took it out the boat. So fabricated some more seat rails, and you can see here's an example of one I've made. Here's my seat with the seat rails fitted. Also got a seat pad on mine. That's for comfort, and it also helps you get your positioning in the seat. You can still move around on it if necessary. So that's all very useful. Pete's, I decided we'd fabricate some rails beforehand. So when I went to take Pete's out, again, you can see right down on this radius, which never radiused very well, that's cracked, and they both have cracked as well. So I've got 2 sets fabricated, and they're now on the seats. Next plan, after yesterday's paddle, which was on a very high, fast flowing river, we were moving around a lot. Now we've got, see the seat rail holes we've got here. We've had it set on the top at the back and middle at the front, and we're now going to move it to the middle at the back and bottom at the front. This is just to give us a bit of an angle, because we have found that we are pushing ourselves off the seat slightly when we are needing to leg push quite hard. So hopefully that'll give us a bit more stability in the boat, because our Cobra is a flat bottom boat which jigs around on the surface. I'm not the heaviest person in the world, so it's like being a cork on top of the water, and so it wriggles round. And after yesterday, when we were sort of moving around a lot all over the place on that fast flowing swirly river, we decided we'd drop the seats down, and maybe that would help me stop putting in subconscious foot presses to try and stabilize the boat.
So we're just off the water. It was quite warm in the end once you got going. We did some intervals, so 12 times 3 minutes. We had a little bit of a break in the middle to adjust the rudder. It was going a little bit wrong for Kat. But yeah, a little bit better than the last time we did that, I think. What do you reckon?
Oh, 100 times better. That's what I kept saying. I was like, this is so good. We did that same session. We didn't get to 12. We only did 10. We did that at the end of October. So what's that? I don't know, 5 6 weeks away.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And we couldn't do a consistent 3-minute effort with the boat running really nicely. We've been working on the boat running. You've been doing loads of technique work, and we worked really well for all 12. And I was knackered, which is a good sign.
Yes.
Yeah, I was able to work really hard. Leg drive, the glide was really good, the timing was really good, and every time we got ever so slightly out, you just corrected it. And then
Meanwhile, I was cruising in the back, not really doing anything, letting this one do the hard work.
got a proper sweat on, considering it's whatever it is. I did keep my pogies on for the whole session. So.
Softy.
What can you do? That was great. Awesome.
Yeah, good job.
Way.